Welcome, guys. Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, Instagram. I hope we're good. I hope we are fine. I hope we're doing well. And I hope we are preparing for the holidays. Hello, Verified Properties Angie on Instagram. Hi. Welcome to my live section. Welcome to another live section with Lawyer Precious. Welcome, guys. Welcome, audiences from all over the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate so much. Okay, so let us dive in. This is a 9:09. So let us just go into the business of the day. First thing first, I must introduce myself. My name is Precious Toju. I am a Lagos, Nigerian-based lawyer. Basically, I'm a business lawyer, real estate consultant, accredited mediator, insolvency practitioner. Let me just put a full stop tonight on that one. So basically, with all of this that I'm saying, basically what I do is to help startups, companies, and investors avoid and solve costly legal mistakes. And preferably, I love to help you avoid costly legal mistakes. However, for those people that actually like to go into transaction without getting a lawyer involved, I help you solve those costly legal mistakes that you have done. So whether you're a startup, an entrepreneur, business owner, you're a company, you're a CEO to a company founder, chairman, you're an investor, you want to invest in real estate, you want to invest in startups, you want to invest in MSME, whatever, I just make sure that the legal structure are in place so that you will not begin to tell stories that touch. So tonight, I have a very interesting topic. And this is the part 2. Last week, Saturday, I talked about the part 1 of it. It's called Loan Defamation. Loan Defamation Part 1. I did it last week, Saturday. So tonight, I'm talking about Loan Defamation Part 2. And basically, tonight, I'm going to be concentrating on the legal status of a debtor, mostly referred to as debtor. The legal status of a debtor and legal procedure for debt recovery. It's a very interesting topic, and I'm going to tell you why it's interesting. One reason why this topic is very interesting and everybody should either come live or take out time to watch the replay that will be on my YouTube channel, Precious Toju, is that there is no business on the surface of the earth that will thrive without finance. That is the gospel truth. You have a beautiful business idea. You want to push it out to the world. You want the world to know how creative you are, even if you're not going to spend money. And you don't want to get an office or something. You just want to use leverage on technology, leverage on the internet. You're still going to need money to buy data. And when we're saying data here, we're not talking about 1,000 naira data. Because it is not 1,000 naira data that we even use to come online. So you want to create things. You want to be on social media, for example. You want to have an online presence. You want to run your business online. You don't want a physical office. You don't want a physical contact. It's beautiful. It's what is obtainable all over the world. And the pandemic the COVID has also made it to be very very common. Online business, online seminar, online lectures, online tutorials. But you will still need money. You will need money to get an Android phone, an Apple phone. You need money to buy data. You need money to at least dress well, to look good. You need money to probably learn how to do a webinar. There are different courses out there. So you will not just want to come online and begin to talk. You will need money to learn webinar, for example. You will need money to be able to operate some tools that you will need to do an online business. So what I'm trying to say in all of this is no business starts and run or thrive without finance. Finance is very important. Finance is the engine, is the liquid that actually moves business. So that is why this topic is very important and it's very interesting, because at one point or the other, people will always need finance. People would always want to boost their business. People would always want to take their business to the next level, and they can, for them to take the business to the next level, they will either have to partner with somebody that has what they do not have, or they will have to seek for loan. So last week, let me just talk 5 minutes about last week. Last week, basically, I dealt with fintech companies. That was my concentration on last week's topic. Fintech company, how they defend people that take soft loans from them, take quick loans, and they take those quick loans to solve little weekend issues. Like this weekend, this weekend we have the Islamic or Muslim brethren are celebrating. So I mean, people need to look good, make their hair, buy meat, buy ram. A client of mine was telling me that ram is now 500,000 naira. Well, it is, that is Nigeria. But so you need money for this little expenses. Even if you're not going to do a loud celebration, at least you need to the minimum cook for the family, or just cook for yourself. So basically, people get this quick cash, quick money, soft loan, because it's easier to get. You do not need a collateral, you don't need a guarantor. All you need to do is to provide them your vital. But the thing is that people do not even realize that when they put their details on these platforms, on this app, they're giving them vital information. For example, your BVN is a very vital and private information. Your BVN can only be disclosed to you as a person. Even if you're married, the bank is not going to give your husband your BVN. You have to come to ask for your BVN or generate your BVN. So it's a very private, very personal, information. And people do not know that with your BVN, I can actually tell how many accounts you operate. Okay, so with your BVN, I can tell how many companies that you run and how many companies account that you have. So it's a very vital information. But people, just download this application, put in their details, put in the probably next of kin, somebody that is very close to them. They put in all these details without even realizing that these are vital information that are dishing out because they want to get loan. Now, the beauty of all of this is these loans are gotten within few minutes. Now, that is the catch. Because it is easy to get, people are easily attracted to it and they get it. But what they do not understand is, what if I do not pay? What if I do not pay in time? Or what if I delay? They do not even realize that they are going to pay default fees, like penalty fees, like you did not pay as at the time you were supposed to pay. You're going to pay penalty on that. Now, that's not even the catch. The catch here is that, hi, NLS Gist. The catch here is that this fintech company, like I talked about last week, there's a software that they use, because you have given them your details, and you have, a lot of us, let me state it here, a lot of us save our contacts in the cloud. Okay, so a lot of us save our contacts in the cloud. We use our email address to save a lot of contacts. And if somebody, a hacker or a good software person, a programmer, yes, that's the word. If they want to get all of your contacts that you've saved in the cloud, it's very easy, just for them to hack into your accounts. So this is what most of this fintech company do. They hack, get all the details, get all the contacts on your phone, and then begin to send bulk SMS. I did read one very defaming message that they sent to somebody, and it's not like the person has not been in communication. And I'm not in any way exonerating people that are owing, but there are procedures to go about things. There are laid down rules and regulations. There are laws that should be followed. I don't want to say you do not, under any circumstance, send messages to people to people's contact without their consent, and randomly people could lose their job, people could lose confidence, the public could lose confidence on them. I know of somebody that got a job based on this SMS that was sent randomly. She got a job, she went for the interview, they gave her letter of employment. They gave her a letter of employment. By the time she was supposed to resume the next week, the management called her before that week and said that they can't take her again. And they gave formal reasons. They never stated their reason, but one of her friends that connected her to the management, the job, had to give her a tip that there was a message that was sent randomly. The management did not see the message. The message was not sent to the management because she didn't know the management, but a staff in that office happened to be a friend to her friend. And the way we meet people and we just collect their contacts. And then she received the message and she had to inform the management of that defaming, and so that alone made her to lose her job. So the legal remedies, in summary, that avails, before I go to today's topic, that avails victim of this kind of issue is very simple: a lawsuit. You see, for example, if you live in Lagos State, or the fintech company lives in Lagos State, or the transaction was carried out in Lagos. No, you can't even really say that the transaction was carried out in Lagos State, because it's actually you can't actually say that the transaction was carried out in Lagos State, because it's an online service. Okay, it's an online service. It's an online application. However, when they are being registered, they register and they say that they give a particular address. So it is that address that you will use to trade. So if the company happens to be in Lagos State, because quite a number of them actually operating from Lagos State, so it's very easy. There's a procedure before the civil suit, which is the mediation. Now, Lagos State High Court Civil Procedure Rules says that before you can actually sue a person for civil matters, apart from criminal and divorce, you will actually have to go through the route of mediation. And this is just to encourage quick settlement or amicable settlement of disputes, to try to see whether disputants can actually settle, so that the court can be less burdened with cases. Because truthfully, there are cases that can easily be settled doing 1, 2. I've been to a mediation section that we were scheduled for 3 sections, but the first section, the disputants were able to resolve the issue. So Lagos State says, let's try mediation. Try mediation first. Then if it doesn't work out, you now come and do a lawsuit. I've talked about mediation. I think I've done videos on mediation. I've done 3 live sections on mediation. Just go to my YouTube channel, Precious Studio, and then you will watch everything you need to know about mediation, how to go through mediation, why you need mediation to settle your disputes, and the role of a mediation advocate, like people like me, like us, when it comes to resolving business issues. Okay, so the legal remedy, or the remedy that avail people that have been victim, and the truth is, let me even state it here, the truth is 5 out of 10 Nigerians have experienced this. I was marveled when the very first case I got about this mediation thing was last year during the COVID. Oh my goodness, during the COVID, a lot of this fintech company made whooping sums, because people were out of jobs, things were just in the house, they were shut. Okay, everybody, the whole world was on a shutdown, so people needed to feed, and so the loans were just coming out. So my very first case, I got to have it either ending of 2019 or early 2020. That was, and then during the COVID, there were a lot of them. Why I said 5 out of 10 was because I put in a link. I put I put out a link rather on the internet, on all social media platforms, that if you've experienced defamation by any fintech company, just join the link. Oh my God. There were quite a number of them. And these are people that people that were able to even see that post, because it is not everybody that will see the posts. Some people will just scroll through, and I was kind of surprised. Imagine if I had put that post on adverts, I would have had thousands of people in the group. So 5 out of 10 average Nigerians, let me use that word, average Nigerians, have experienced this loan defamation. And if you have experienced it, please do not shy away from it. I told one of the victims that you are the reason why these fintech companies are in business in the first place. You're the reason why the fintech companies are in business, because if you do not get loan from them, if Mr. B do not get loan from them, if Miss C does not get loan from them, if Mr. Lagbada does not get loan from them, they will be out of business. They are in business because of you, to give you money, collect the money and make interest on it, and even pay default. Because just most of them, all of them, not even most of them, all that I have known so far, like I said, I'm not going to mention names because we still want to sue some of them. So there's no name calling here until we've gotten to a particular level, you understand? So, and even at that, they may not even be name calling depending on the body language. So, the truth is, you are the reason they are in business. And if nobody is getting loan from them, they're going to be out of business. That's one. The other one is that they're going to charge you the interests. The interests, there's a particular percentage that they charge. They're going to charge you your interest, their interest rather. And if you were supposed to pay on the 10th of July, for example, you did not pay on the 10th of July. You now pay on the 17th, that is today, that is 17th of July. They're going to charge you the capital, they're going to charge you the interest, and they will charge you penalty for late payments. And then I asked, if you're going to charge all of this, why defame a person? Why send bulk SMS, random messages round the person's contact to all her contacts? And she's still going to pay you the capital she took. She's going to pay you the interest. She's going to pay you the penalty, because it's automatic. Is an automated generated accumulation. It's automatic. Once you default on the default counts automatically, and then you cannot pay some and leave some. If you're owing them 10,000 naira and you pay them 500 naira, they will be calling you. I know it because it happened to somebody too. They were calling. She offset it. It was still on the record that she has not offset the loan. She showed me, I have offset this loan. They had to be calling the husband, which is even better. And they had to be sending messages, even when it was the administrative issues. So my darlings, if for any reason any fintech company has defamed you, have sent messages round to people, to your contacts, that you are a criminal, like the one I read last week, that you are a criminal, your family, you ran away with the company's money, that you are in hiding, and the police are looking for you, please do not be shy. Do not be ashamed. Everybody at one point everybody at one point or the other in their life need money. I need money. If I don't need money, I won't be doing live section every Saturday. Everybody needs money. It's just that the level at which we all need money differs. But that does not mean that people will trample on your rights, insult you, defame you, make you dishonorable in the eyes of people. People have lost their job. People have lost confidence. Public have lost confidence in some people. And then you let it go. No. The best bet is a lawsuit. We will use the route of mediation. If their body language is not even, welcoming or encouraging, we do a lawsuit. And then let's battle it in the courts and see how right, how justified. Because no matter the terms and conditions, I know a lot of you, we download the app, we click on accept the terms and conditions, and you will not go through. I have taken out my time to read about 5 of the terms and conditions. We had to even tell somebody to do like he wants to get a loan because we wanted to just, get one or two things. So we needed to get the particular terms and conditions of that particular company because there are a lot of them. And there is no place in the terms and conditions that says that they're going to send messages, defaming messages to all of your contacts. There is no place. And even if they stated that they are going to send messages to all of your contacts, did they state that they are going to tell the world that you are a criminal? Because there are certain things that are illegal contracts under the law. So to conclude on last week's topic, you've been defamed, please. There is a WhatsApp group. You can click the link in this my bio if you're on Instagram. For those that are on Facebook, just go to my Facebook handle, Precious Told You, because I'm doing this live section on my Facebook fan page. So go to my Facebook handle, Precious Told You. I think I have a link in that bio that will lead you to my personal WhatsApp handle so I can add you to the group. So legal remedy, it's the way to go. It's the way to go. So let me now rush into today's topic. Okay, loan defamation part 2, the legal status of a debtor or debtor as commonly known, and legal procedure to recover debts. Okay, so a debtor, who is a debtor in law? A debtor in law is simply somebody that owes a person or a company some amount of money. So a debtor can be an individual or a company. So you can owe as a person and you can owe as a business, depending on the kind or the type of loan that you obtain. Whether you obtain in your capacity as a person or whether you obtain in the capacity of your company. Either way, there are certain strategies that we lawyers will always put in place to make sure that that money is recovered traditionally or through the court of law. So basically, a debtor in law is somebody that owes a person or a company or a legal entity money that was borrowed by the person either for personal or business use. What actually is the legal status of a debtor? Now, this depends on the situations surrounding it. It depends on the circumstances surrounding it. If you are a debtor or debtor and you do not pick your calls, and probably you give a particular address and nobody can locate you, people go to your church or your religious center, they can't get you, they can't reach you on the phone, you're nowhere to be found. You, in that circumstance, you can be seen as a criminal, you can be seen as a fraudulent person, and you can be seen as somebody that, took people's or somebody's money and ran away with it. So that is why I said the legal status of a debtor depends on the circumstances surrounding it. But if you have been in communication with your creditor or your borrower, and you have been in communication with the person or with the company, they write to you, you write back, or your lawyer writes, that lawyer writes to you, your lawyer writes back, and you have been in communication, you're trying to put an agreement down, have a better understanding. Oh, okay, I could not pay within the time frame that you gave me. Can we have another modality of payments, and let us see how I can pay? So if you have been in communication and you have evidence to this, I always say people document all of your transaction, whether it's a WhatsApp, hope you know that your WhatsApp evidence, your WhatsApp chat is admissible in law, yes, because it's electronic evidence, and the Evidence Act, admits it. Section 84 admits it 100%. So when you are in communication with your creditor, if you are in communication with your debtor, in that circumstance, it is purely a civil matter. I need to say here that a civil matter can generate or degenerate or metamorphosize into, if that English is correct, into a criminal, or a contract with criminal intent, so to say. So, but in general, a debtor is not a debt matter like you collected loan from somebody and you are owing, you've not been able to pay, is no way a criminal matter. And that is why our law frowns at the police from getting involved in debt recovery matter. Yes, we know how it rolls here in Nigeria, but our law frowns at it because it's purely a civil matter. So the legal status of a debtor is a civil matter. It is a civil, he is a civil position. He's in a civil position, and he is never, in nowhere is he in a criminal position, except, like I said, he's trying to run. He's been running, or he's in hiding, or he was supposed to. Like this farm issue that happened some few months back of they call it crowdfunding. And then is a farm tech or farm tech farm, where people contribute money and you advertise. Your company now advertise to say we have like 10 hectares of land, and we 1 acre. I think 6 acres makes 1 hectare, and in 1 acre we have 6 plots. So a company comes to advertise to say we have 10 hectares of land, and we are planting tomato, we're planting fruits, we're planting yam, we're planting cassava. Come and invest. So there's this particular investment that went wrong. People, I think the total amount was about 1 billion that was contributed, and the money was diverted into something else. Now, I need you to understand that if somebody invests in your business, you are a debtor to that person. The person is your creditor, the person is your borrower. So if you had said, I want to, that is a mistake people make. If you had said, oh, I want to produce this plastic cup, I want to produce 1 million of it. I have money that covers 300,000, and I need you to invest to produce this cup so that I can produce 1 million of it. Now, on each cup, I'm going to be selling each of this cup 100 naira. Now, out of the 100 naira, I'm going to be giving you 20 naira from each of the cup. So you will now invest your money, expecting that the person that you've given the money to is going to use it to produce 700 extra plus the 300 you already had. And then all of a sudden, the person no longer produces this, now diverts the money to produce glass case. And even after he had diverted the money, you have not gotten your dividend, your interest, as at when due. And he keeps coming up with stories. That is fraudulent, and that has a criminal intent and criminal ingredients in it. Because ordinarily, if you're going to divert people's funds from A to B, if you got people's funds to produce a cup and you're going to divert it to produce a glass case or glass cases, you are supposed to inform your investor, because the production cost will not be the same, and probably the dividend may not even be the same. So, but where they did not discover that you did it on your own, you did not inform them, and you're not even paying the interest, because some people might actually overlook it when the interest is coming, the dividend is coming as a when due, the profits, so to say, is coming as a when. They might overlook it, but where it's not even coming. So there are level of criminal intent. So there are many things that can make a debtor become criminally liable, but in general, as long as you're in communication and you're in good standing, so to say, in general, a debtor is not a criminal in any way. A debtor is a debtor. A debtor is a debtor. Countries owe. Nigeria is owing. A lot of countries are owing. Nobody would say Nigeria is a criminal, or Nigeria as a whole is a criminal country. Why? Because they are owing. No. It's a contract. It's a civil contract, and it's no way a criminal matter. So that is the legal position of a debtor. So types of debtor, we have different types of debtors. We have the hostile ones, we have the greedy ones. We have the smart and fraudulent ones. So hostile ones are people that will even shout at you. You're coming for the money, and it's like that. There was one debt recovery that I was doing, and we had a Zoom meeting with the debtor and our clients, and he was saying, that was last year, was saying, can't you people see what is happening in Nigeria? Can't you people see that money is not coming, nobody's making money, this one, that one, the economy is shut down, where do people want me to get money from? And I was like, wow. You are owing, and you are really bragging about it. Yes, people see that the economy is hard, things are bad, and everything was bad, but is that the best way you should have said it? You're owing. This money, this debt came in even before the pandemic, so you cannot actually be using the pandemic as a coverage or as a leverage. So we have hostile debtors, and it is the position of you, of the owner of the money to understand. But we as professionals, we understand it now. As a debt recovery agent or expert, I totally understand the position of a debtor. So once that is why when people consult with me to help them recover money, I always like to have a face-to-face meeting with the debtor, and if it's not possible, probably the debtor is not even in the country or not readily available for a one-on-one meeting, I would always want to do a Zoom meeting, a video meeting, where I can get to see the person, and so that I can tell or read the person's body language. Body language is really important when it comes to dealing with debtors and debt process. So we have the hostile ones. We have the greedy debtors, and these are debtors that they are making that money. They have realized that money, but they decide to divert it. They decide to quickly just put it into. There's this like the time where MMM was really happening. Of course, there are people that have people's money that will just quickly put it and say, oh, when I put in 500,000, it's going to bring 1.5 million, and then they quickly pay the person that's 500,000, and then make extra 1 million naira with somebody's money. So we have the greedy ones. The money is available, but they want to quickly use it to quickly make quick money. And the truth is, you've got somebody's money that borrowed you for something. The right thing is for you to pay the person his or her money. That is the right thing. So we have the greedy debtors. We have the smart ones, the fraudulent ones. Those ones, immediately they know that they are owing, they quickly get a lawyer, go for a coverage, like a legal coverage, and that the smart ones. And we have the fraudulent ones that they from day one, right from the day they were asking you for that money, they knew they were not going to pay in time. They knew that they were not going to pay you in time. They had the fraudulent intent right from the beginning. They knew that they can never pay you in time. They knew that the intention was not original, or the intention was not genuine. That is the word. That the intention was not genuine. So we have the fraudulent debtors. So 4 types of debtors that we have: the hostile ones, the greedy one, the smart one, and the fraudulent one. Which one are you? If you are owing somebody money here, or you are owing the company money here, you will fall under any of this category. So which one are you? If you ask for my advice, be the smart debtor. Okay? Be the smart one. So we have, basically, this is my own list. This is what I created. Of course, this is what my own write-up. So we have 2 types of creditors. That's people that borrow people money. We have the considerate one, we have the unbearing one, and we have the mean ones, like the ones that messages are being sent around. And talking about being mean, I spoke to one of the customer service, like this fintech company. They defamed somebody, and the man, she didn't even know that the man put her on record. She was really rude, and the man sent the voice note to me. I listened to it. I decided to call the customer service to ask why the man was defamed, dishonored in that kind of manner. And oh my goodness, she was really rude, really rude and mean. And in one of the voice note that the conversation she had with the man, she told the man, "Oh, I have only sent messages to all the contacts on your phone, and you are still complaining. I'm going to go on Facebook." Oh, goodness me. I don't know what went wrong with my Facebook connection. So she said, let me continue with the Instagram people. So she said, "I'm going to go on Facebook and I will publish your name. I will publish your picture. And I'll tell people that you are a criminal, that you are a fraudster, that you took money from us and you have not returned and you don't want to return." She said she will go to Facebook, she will go to Instagram, she will go to Twitter, she will go to LinkedIn. I just told the man, please allow her have a day. Let her publish it. She's going to go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go to Instagram and LinkedIn and publish that you are owing 25,000 naira. Even when you've been having conversation with them, you've told them the reason why you've not been able to pay, that they should give you this time you're going to pay. And she said, allow her, let her publish it. So we have those mean creditors. They don't care. We have creditors that they rather let go of that money and they want to deal with you. Those are the unbearing ones. They're not ready to hear any excuse. Their own is, you borrowed, you have to pay. So we have the considerate creditor. Please, I'm seeing a lot of people come online on Instagram. My Facebook people, I'm just seeing people going off and on. So please, if you have any question, we're talking about debts, debt recovery, debtors. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I will attend to it once we are done with this live conversation. It's almost 10 o'clock. So we have those kind of creditors. Okay, so ways to recover debts or debts. Ways to recover. If somebody is owing you or you are owing somebody, I need you to understand that these are generally, there are other ways. Generally, these are the ways that people use to recover money. First thing, people like to use the police. Now, I want to tell you that if you are a creditor, and so sorry, my eyes are scratching me. If you are a creditor and you like to use the police force or any uniform person, I'm saying it generally, whether you're in Nigeria or not, and to recover your debts, I need you to know that it's illegal for you to use police to recover debt. It's very typical of microfinance banks. Very typical of microfinance banks. I'm saying it because I know what I'm saying. Very typical. In fact, most microfinance bank registers with the police immediately that they make up their company, or they just move into a particular location. They just make sure that they register with the nearest police station. And I've had to represent a lot of employees, a whole lot of employees, different occasion, different microfinance company, where there's a misunderstanding, there's a debt, and employees and even debtors, and they just pick them up. I need us, whether you agree or not, or whether you're saying it's none of your business, to use police to recover monies owed to you by another person. It's illegal. And if you're a debtor, I need you to understand that it's illegal and it's against your fundamental human right, because they're going to arrest. They will definitely arrest. They're going to detain you for purely civil matter. Now, where that is justified is where you have criminal intent, you do not pay, and you are being, trying to be fraudulent about it. You're not keeping in contact at all. You just disappeared from the thing. And that one you can be arrested for, running away with people's money. But where you are, I'm talking about a normal civil situation where you collected money and you did not, you're communicating with the people the person that you owed you money, that you're owing money, and the person now decides to use the police, that is totally out of it. So people use the police, people use debt recovery agents. Yeah, there are people that are specialized in debt recovery. I even as a lawyer, I'm specialized in debt recovery. But if you're specialized in debt recovery matters, okay, let me use myself for example. Because we're specialized in debt recovery matters in the company where the group of company where I sit in the board, we have what is called Springforth Debt Recovery Company Limited. So basically based on debt recovery. So those ones, they can do a lot of things to get your money back from anybody that is owing you. And then when they cannot really get it, they now engage a lawyer. So you can also use debt recovery agents that are duly registered and they are doing their job legitimately. You can also, there are other ways. A lot of commercial banks, and we're talking about big sum of money, they go by threats. They send threatening letters, and they can publicize your name as a debtor in the newspaper. Now, I need you to understand that when people's name are published as a debtor or in newspapers, it's published like you are a debtor. It's different from publishing you as a criminal and that you are on the run and that you're hiding and the police are looking for you. So there's a difference between defamatory publication and factual publication. So most company does this. They send letters to you and say, if you're not going to pay, we're going to publish your name as in our directory as those people that are owing. And there's something that the government were trying to do in Nigeria. I'm still trying to make inquiries on how far that has gone, where if you're not credit worthy, like you borrowed money from one bank and then you haven't offset it, so you will not be able to borrow from another bank. No, I think what they were trying to do is, if you're owing like bank A, bank B can actually offset your loan from its bank, even when that's two different banks. Like for example, you're owing First Bank, but you now decide that you're not going to pay any money to your First Bank. All your customers and clients should not pay into First Bank. You now say they should direct all your money to GT Bank, for example. So I think there was something government were trying to do that time, that all the money is paid to GT Bank. GT Bank can pay First Bank to offset it. I'm still going to make inquiries on how far that has gone. I'm not even really abreast about that. I stop at the point. But there's this one that is what is ongoing now, that if you're not credit worthy, that you want to like borrow like huge amounts of money, 50, 100 million for your business, they will check your credit record. There's a body that is in charge of that in Nigeria, so they check your record. And this BVN that we're given to the government, these are the things they use it for. One of the things they use it for, rather. So they check your record, and if you're not credit worthy, they will just tell you that they can't give you. They will not tell you that you're not credit worthy, but among them, they know that you're not credit worthy. So another way to recover loan from monies that somebody has owed you, or if you're owing somebody, the person can actually use mediation, and which is the best route, I would say, and I would recommend anytime, any day. Aside that, I am a accredited mediation advocate. I have been in mediation. I have been doing court-referred mediation and even working mediation for clients. Even before I went for the training to get my papers, so to say. So I would recommend it because it's very amicably settled, and it make parties, even resolve that matter and get to do business with themselves. So the mediation mechanism is one of the best tools you can use to recover debts. And if you are a debtor, you do not really have to wait for your creditor to drag you for mediation. You can actually go for mediation. So instead of you're seeing that, oh, this person might take me to the police, you better, initiate through the help of your mediation advocate, the mediation process. Now, the last means is to consult with lawyers, get a legal practitioner to help you in the debt recovery method procedure, and then basically do letters, and then when call for meetings, have a new agreement, and when it's not doable or workable, now officially file a lawsuit, because it is actually the court that has the last say when it comes to debt recovery matters. I need to state here that there is a limit to when you can recover your debt. So if somebody was owing you since 2001, I'm sorry, you cannot recover that debt in 2021 because it's statute bar. There's a limitation in law in which you can actually get to recover debt. So that is why a lot of people will keep running and running, so that period will elapse. But whether you're running or not, if somebody wants to drag you to court for debt matters, they will drag you to court, because some people actually think that it is until they sign a particular thing that they're liable. No. Law has advanced to an extent in our jurisdiction here beyond people having to wait for you to sign a particular document that that you have received for a loss, because we know that people try to evade. So, in a wrap, the legal status of a debtor is purely civil and not criminal, except where the person that is owing money has shown some level of criminality and shown some ingredients of criminal intent, has refused to be in communication, runs away and all of that. Now it's until that happens that the person is a little bit down moves from being civil to criminal. But aside that, you're in good connection with in good communication, or let me just say communication, because communication between debtors and creditors are not really always good, but you're in communication with your creditors, so you are not a criminal in any way. It's purely a civil matter, and it should be settled in the court of law, or better still, you use the mediation process. All right, so if you are a creditor, the different ways to recover your debts, and the number one way you should never go through is through using the police force. It's not the best route. It's actually an illegal right. You're actually trampling on the fundamental rights of the other person. So you can actually use debt recovery agents. Somebody's owing you money, you can do mediation. You can also get a lawyer to help you with the lawsuit. You can also publicize that the person is owing, probably newspaper, in the most civil way. But there are procedures and there are certain things that should be done before you can go ahead.